Welcome back to the channel, riders. This is my, well, technically 11 and a half months. I got this bike first week of September last year, so it's mid-August, so 11 and a half, almost a year basically. So and this is my full sort of breakdown of the bike a year on. You get to know a bike a bit more. It has changed a bit, so the frame and the rear shock and the seat post and the saddle, that's probably the main original parts. Oh, and obviously the motor and the bottom bracket, haven't messed with that, haven't needed to, thankfully. But yeah, this is my thoughts on the bike, what to watch out for if you're looking to get one, things that to keep an eye on, what I really like about the bike, like favourite bits about the bike, and then again bits to watch out for, things that maybe aren't so good about the bike. So thanks for watching, and let's get stuck into it. Within a month of getting the bike, I did also go for or probably within 2 months I got the fork, and within 1 month I went for a mullet rear wheel and did the flip switch to the high position. So I got 27.5, I got 160mm fork. The stock bike is full 29er, 150, 140, so I haven't changed the rear, just given it a bit more suspension up the front and a slightly smaller rear wheel for the MX or mullet setup. And if you want to make it maybe a bit less racer and a bit less XC and make the bike a bit more playful, that would be certainly 160 and mullet. Seems to be, I really like how the bike rides, so I don't think I'll ever sort of go back, if you see what I mean, to the stock situation. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. Oh yes! So in terms of things to watch out for on this bike, or kind of the negative side, or things just over time you'll spot, three main things I would say. So first one is I've had to get a new remote because the bottom bracket, the bottom one got completely stuck, so it didn't work. I did actually do the bolt too tight though, so I had it super glued at one point in the past. So but they're £100 for those, so just be aware. And hopefully this one will last more than a year, because I might have to go through one a year. But it has had to have a new remote, which is £100. Really easy to fit yourself though. Yeah, so that's the first thing. Second thing, it has had to have a new seat stay. So this whole section of the frame was replaced about 6 months ago. Did really badly case the jump. I won't keep going on about it. But the weak point on this bike is that bit there, it narrows. So I would say keep an eye on that, any cracks or anything like that. That's what, you know, I would definitely sort of just be wary, because that's, if the frame has a weak point, for me, I would say 100% that's it. So just keep an eye on it. And the third thing, the frame, the paint job, I think this is the Galactic Grey to Black Fade, but the paint job's amazing. But I remember some people when I first got it commented, oh, I dropped a tool and it chipped the paint. And to be fair, a year on, it is starting to sort of show some marks. So I would say, if you want to protect your frame, look at like Invisiframe or something like that to maybe get a bit more longevity, or put some big stickers on some key areas or something, because it is starting to show a few marks around the frame. So I think I wouldn't say it necessarily chips easy, but it probably isn't that hard to chip it from what I'm starting to see now. It's got a few marks the other side as well, so just keep an eye on that, because it is a really well designed frame. But yeah, I think you can get some marks in it probably easier than you would like, put it that way. So a year on, those are my main sort of faults or things to watch out for. I mean, fair to track, they replaced that seat stay bit for free. That was really good of them. So but I think if that's your complaints a year after having a bike, the motor's still going fine, then I'm probably doing all right actually. So I was still, like I said in my previous reviews, I think this is a fantastic bike. But more importantly, how does it ride? And the more I've ridden it, the more I kind of enjoy it, to be honest with you, as well. Because it's the half fat. My other bike now is a full fat. I don't have a non-e-bike, but this to me, when I get on this, I forget it's an e-bike because it is quiet, and I think, I haven't weighed it, but it's got to be around 18 and a half would be my guess, maybe even 18. But going from a full fat to this, just, it actually, for me, this feels like not an e-bike effectively. Yeah, so in terms of my highlights with the bike, interestingly enough, my best moment on the bike was conquering, getting a real nice clean gap on what I call the Carolina Reaper road gap, so I'll cut to that. My worst moment on the bike was when I tried it again, cased it really bad, and the seat stay snapped. So yeah, those are probably my high and low lights on the bike over the last year. I would highly recommend this bike for somebody who's interested in going to an e-bike from not having one, but doesn't necessarily want all the weight of the full fat, and also wants to put in a bit of effort, because this, you do still have to put in some effort, and the more effort you put in, the more range you get out of it to some degree as well. So I think this is a perfect kind of step towards e-bikes, and it was for me anyway in that sense. So that, I think I'd recommend it particularly for that situation, if you're looking for that bridge to kind of get you into it. But also, I would actually recommend it if you only wanted one e-bike. Again, as long as you don't mind losing a bit of range and a bit more effort, then this is actually an e-bike that you forget is an e-bike, and I'll always maintain that. I think Trek definitely got something right when they kind of went for that sort of strategy with making the bike. But a year on, still without a doubt the best bike I've ever had. And yeah, so these are my thoughts, and again, anyone looking at the bike now, really hope this helps. Thanks for watching as always, and let me know any thoughts in the comments.
Oh yeah, that was